The arena was full of noise and excitement. Thousands of fans were cheering loudly. Bright lights flashed everywhere, and the smell of sweat and energy filled the air. This was the biggest MMA fight of the year. It was happening in a huge stadium in Las Vegas, and every seat was taken. Fighters from around the world were there to battle inside a big metal cage under bright, hot lights. Everyone was excited to see who would win. In a special VIP section, where rich people and movie stars sat, there was a man named Jason Statham. Jason wore a nice black suit that fit him perfectly. His eyes were sharp and serious as he looked around the crowd. He didn't smile or talk. He just watched. Even though Jason was 58 years old, he still looked very strong. He had big muscles and looked like someone who trained every day. People knew Jason as a movie star who played tough guys in action movies. But not many people knew that he was also a real-life black belt in karate. He had trained for many years and knew how to fight for real, not just in movies. He was calm and quiet, but you could feel how strong and powerful he was just by looking at him. Inside the cage, the main fight was almost over. A huge, young fighter named Trey Hammer Draven was winning. Trey was 28 years old and had a bald head with scary tattoos on his big arms. He was very strong and had never lost a fight. His record was 22 wins and 0 losses. People said he fought like a wild animal. Trey was hitting his opponent very hard. He punched like a hammer, and when he kneed his opponent in the face, the man fell down and didn't get up. The crowd cheered loudly. Trey raised his hands in the air. The referee told everyone that Trey had won again. Trey walked around the cage, showing off his muscles and yelling into the microphone. "No one can beat me," he shouted. "I'm the king of this place." The fans went crazy, cheering and screaming. Trey looked around the arena like he owned it. Then, his eyes landed on the VIP section. He saw Jason Statham sitting there with a drink in his hand. Jason looked calm and didn't show any emotion. Trey saw Jason and got an idea. He had heard about Jason. He knew he was a movie actor who played tough guys, but Trey didn't think Jason was a real fighter. He thought Jason was just pretending. Trey smiled and grabbed the microphone again. "Hey look," he shouted. "It's Jason Statham sitting over there like he's tough." Some people in the crowd laughed. Others whispered. Jason still didn't move. He just looked at Trey and took a small sip from his drink. Trey kept talking. "You're almost 60 and hiding in your fancy suit. Why don't you get in this cage and see what a real fighter is like? I'll knock you back to your movie set." The whole arena went wild. Some people cheered. Some people gasped. Cameras pointed at Jason. He didn't get mad. He just gave a small smile and lifted his glass as if he was saying, "Cheers." People loved it. But those sitting near Jason saw something change in his eyes. There was a little sparkle, like a knife catching the light. It wasn't a smile. It was something serious. Something dangerous. The host of the event tried to calm things down and talk about the fight again. But Trey wasn't done. He yelled more insults. "What's the matter, old man? Are you scared? Go back to your fake movie punches." Backstage, the man in charge of the event, Milo, was very nervous. He was skinny and always worrying. He knew that Trey was great for getting attention, but making fun of someone like Jason Statham was risky. Jason was a big name, and insulting him in front of everyone could be trouble. Milo ran to the VIP section and leaned close to Jason. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Statham," he whispered. "Trey is out of control. We'll make him stop." Jason's voice was quiet and calm. "No need," he said. "Let him talk." Milo was confused. Did Jason mean it? Was he okay with being insulted? Or was he planning something? Before Milo could ask more, Jason added, "But if he wants a show, I might give him one." Milo's eyes widened. Did Jason mean he would fight? Soon, the story spread like fire. By the next morning, videos of Trey making fun of Jason and Jason's calm reaction were all over social media. People were posting and commenting like crazy. Some were joking, but many fans said, "We want to see them fight." Sports TV shows started talking about it. Could Jason Statham, the movie star, really fight Trey the Titan? Trey loved the attention. He started saying even more things. "I'll knock him out in 30 seconds, Trey bragged on a podcast. He's just a stuntman. He's not a real fighter. But then something interesting happened. People started finding old videos of Jason training in Japan. In the videos, Jason was kicking hard and fast, like a real master. A few MMA fighters who had trained with Jason in the past spoke up. "Don't laugh," one said. "Jason's the real deal. He's not just acting." Milo, the event boss, saw something amazing happening. He had a big idea. He called Jason's team and said, "What if we set up a real fight between you and Trey?" He expected Jason to say no. But to his surprise, Jason agreed. But Jason had some rules. No fake stuff. No pretending. We fight for real. And the winner gets to give all the money to charity, Jason said. If the kid wants a lesson, I'll teach him one. Trey thought it was funny. He laughed and said, "Sure, let's do it. It'll be fun knocking out a movie star." The fight was planned for 3 months later. They called it Hollywood vs. Havoc. It was going to be a big special event. People around the world had different thoughts. Some said it was just for fun. Others thought it would be exciting to see if Jason could really fight in real life. Jason didn't waste a single day. He went to a private gym in Los Angeles and trained with a small group of people he trusted. He worked with a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, a Muay Thai champion, and his old karate teacher, a wise 70-year-old man named Kazuo. They trained hard every day. Jason woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to run. He practiced karate moves until his clothes were soaked with sweat. He sparred with fighters until his hands were sore and red. But it wasn't just his body he was training. At night, when he was alone, Jason would sit and think. He would remember every word Trey said. Not because he was angry, but because he wanted to stay focused. He knew Trey was younger and maybe stronger. But Jason had something Trey didn't have. Jason had discipline. He had experience. And he had a mind that stayed calm under pressure. Trey, on the other hand, didn't take training very seriously. He did interviews. He went to parties. He laughed and made jokes. He thought the fight would be easy. But Jason was preparing for war. Jason trained hard for the fight. He worked every day, sweating and punching and kicking. But his opponent, Trey, wasn't just training. He was also busy going on TV, talking to fans, and saying mean things online. Trey even posted a video of himself punching the air and wrote, "Statham's going to eat canvas." That means he thought he would knock Jason out and make him fall on the ground. Jason's coaches told Trey, "Be careful. Jason knows karate. He's tricky." But Trey just laughed. "Karate? That's for little kids wearing pajamas," Trey said. But Trey didn't know how much people loved Jason. Jason wasn't just a fighter. He was a star. Movie stars and fans all around the world cheered for Jason. One famous actor even made a video and said, "Show him what's real, mate." A retired MMA champion, someone who used to fight for real, said online, "Don't sleep on the old dog." That meant Jason still had a fight left in him. The big night. Finally, fight night came. The arena was packed with people shouting, cheering, and waving signs. The earlier fights were tough and exciting, but everyone was waiting for the last one, the main event, Jason versus Trey. In the locker room, Jason sat quietly. He wrapped his hands carefully. His coach, Kazuo, stood next to him and said calmly, "The boy fights with anger. You fight with purpose. Trust your way." Jason nodded. His face was calm, like a pond with no ripples. In another room, Trey was bouncing around, shouting, and dancing to loud music. His friends told him how great he was. But for the first time, Trey felt a tiny bit nervous. When he heard the crowd, half of them were cheering his name, but the other half were shouting, "Jason! Jason! Time to fight!" Trey came out first. He had no shirt on, and his muscles were shiny under the lights. People clapped and booed. He smiled and flexed his arms. Then Jason came out. He didn't dance. He didn't wave. He just walked, wearing simple black shorts. His eyes were locked on the cage. The crowd went wild. There was something powerful about how calm he was. In the cage, they stood face to face. Trey was taller and leaned forward, smirking. "You're done," he whispered. Jason didn't answer. He just stared. Round 1. The bell rang. Ding. Trey rushed forward like a storm. He threw punch after punch, trying to hit Jason hard and fast. But Jason moved like water, sliding, ducking, stepping back. His feet were quick and quiet. The crowd gasped when Jason kicked Trey in the ribs. Thwack! Trey grunted. He wasn't badly hurt, but he looked surprised. He rushed forward again, grabbed Jason, and pushed him against the cage. He kneed Jason in the side. Jason took the hits but kept his eyes focused. He was waiting. Then, his chance. Jason broke free and spun. His leg flew through the air in a spinning kick. Whack! The kick touched Trey's jaw. Trey stumbled, but the round ended. Ding! Saved by the bell. The crowd jumped to their feet, shouting and clapping. Round 2. This time, Trey was more careful. He stayed back and kicked Jason's legs. Jason's legs turned red and sore, but he didn't back down. He watched Trey. He waited. Then boom! Jason tricked Trey into stepping forward. He hit him with a quick punch to the nose, kicked him low in the leg, and smashed an elbow into Trey's face. Blood ran down from Trey's eyebrow. His eyes got wide. For the first time, he looked afraid. Jason didn't stop. His karate moves were fast and sharp, like a sword. Trey tried to swing back, but his punches were messy. Then pow! Trey hit Jason with a big right punch. Jason dropped to one knee. The crowd held their breath. Was he knocked out? No. Jason rolled away fast, got back up, and stared at Trey. His eyes were bright and strong. Round 3. The final round. Both fighters were tired now. Jason had a split lip. Trey's eye was almost swollen shut. But neither man wanted to lose. Trey, feeling desperate, threw wild punches. He hoped one would end the fight. But Jason stayed calm. He saw that Trey was slowing down. His punches were slower. His feet were heavy. Then, with only 30 seconds left, Jason made his move. He faked a kick low, and Trey moved his hands to block it. But Jason wasn't kicking low, bam! He kicked high and hit Trey right on the chin. Trey wobbled. His legs shook. Jason ran forward and jumped into the air. He spun and kicked Trey in the head with a perfect karate roundhouse. Crash! Trey fell to the ground, knocked out before he even hit the mat. He lay still. The referee ran in and waved his hands. The fight was over. Jason had won. The crowd screamed and cheered. It was like a thunderstorm made of voices. What happened after? Jason didn't jump or shout. He walked over to Trey and knelt beside him. He checked if Trey was okay. The medics came rushing in. After a few moments, Trey opened his eyes. He was confused and dizzy. Jason held out his hand and helped him stand up. The crowd roared even louder, not just for the fight, but for the respect. In the interview after the fight, Jason said, "He's a great fighter. He just needed a reminder. Respect the game." Trey, with blood on his face and a bandage on his eye, nodded. "I got schooled," he said. "Man's the real deal." Backstage, when it was quiet again, Trey walked up to Jason and said, "I didn't see you coming." Jason smiled. Most don't. A fight to remember. Everyone talked about the fight. It became a legend. People didn't just talk about the big kicks or the knockout. They talked about what it meant. Jason gave all his prize money to help war veterans. Trey, even though he lost, decided to train harder and become a better fighter. He wanted to earn back people's respect. People online called it the VIP beatdown, a night where a famous movie star didn't just act like a fighter, but fought like one. And won. For Jason, it wasn't about showing off. It wasn't about fame. It was about heart. It was about skill. It was about showing the world that being older didn't mean being weaker. That being calm didn't mean being soft. That being quiet didn't mean you didn't have something strong to say, with your hands and your feet. As Jason left the arena, the fans were still chanting his name. He didn't wave. He didn't smile big. He just looked back at the cage one last time, smiled a little, and walked into the night. He was ready for whatever came next. If you enjoyed this story, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing from you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next thrilling adventure or mysterious twist. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.